Hey guys, today we're going to talk about points on a circle and converting to the general equation of a circle from standard, which we've already done. So first of all, you have here a circle equation in standard form. Remember that it's x minus a number, so this would be x minus a -4 to make this a +4. In your warm-up today, you're just going to test these points with the equation. In other words, you're going to plug in your x value and your y value into the equation. And so for the first one, I'd have a -3 plus 4 squared plus 1 minus 2 squared equals 1. Just going to follow the math here. And I would end up with 1 squared plus a -1 squared equals 1. 1 plus 1 equals 1. Nope, 2 is greater than 1. So this one is going to be outside the circle. Okay, I want you to pause the video. This is a continuation of another lesson. So I want you to try these next 3. Come back and just check to see if you've got your answers correct. If not, you'll need to try to work backwards to get the correct answers. If you can't do that, you will need to make sure you send in or come in with questions. Okay, hope you did well. Again, make sure you come in with your questions. All right, now we're stating the center and the radius. Again, this is from a previous lesson. So remember, it's supposed to be x minus h and y minus k, and this is r squared. So when I look at this, I think, okay, in order to have a +4 here, for my center, my x value had to be a -4. The negative is part of the formula, so my y value at the center is just 3. And 144 is r squared, so r is going to equal the square root of 144. My radius is going to equal 12 units. Pause the video. I want you to try number 2, and then come back and check your work. Okay, if you miss it, you just want to try to work backwards to that. And be sure to bring in your questions. So let's look at number 3 together. There is nothing with this x, so this had to have been x minus 0 squared, making h 0. And now this is a plus, so it should have been minus a -2. So when I look at my center here, the x value is going to be 0, the y value is a -2, and my radius equals the square root of 81. All right, I want you to try the next one, number 4, on your own. Pause the video, come back and check to see if you're right. Okay. Now let's take a look at a few more problems. We're going to write the standard form of the equation in the circle with the given information. Again, this is also review material. So this is my h value, this is my k, and this is r. The first thing I want to think about is r squared. It's going to be 25. So I'm going to start with x minus +2 is just going to be -2. Y minus a -4 is going to be +4. And I've already figured up my r squared is 25. Go ahead and pause the video. Try the second one on your own and see if you get the correct answer. Okay, be sure to write down or come in with your questions if you were not successful with number 2, if you can't work backwards to that. Let's look at number 3. This time I'm being given the center, so I know this is H and K, and then a point on the circle. So from the center to a point on the circle, that equals my radius. So I'm going to have to use distance formula to find the length of my radius. So I'm going to start with my little T-chart. I'm going to put my center point on there and my given point that's on the circle. And I'm going to find my changes. That would be my rise. This one over here is going to be my run. And then I'm going to use my distance formula for my radius. It's going to equal the square root of my run squared plus my rise squared. So my radius equals the square root of 136. Now remember, for my equation I need radius squared, which is going to be the square root of 136 squared. So r squared is going to equal 136. So now I've got h and k and I've got r squared. I'm ready to write my equation. X minus 5 squared plus y minus 7 squared equals my r squared of 136. Pause the video. Go ahead and attempt the next one on your own and see if you come up with the correct answer. Okay, hope you did well. Now we're going to prove whether a point is on the circle if it's centered at the origin. So I know h equals 0 and k equals 0. So I'm going to go ahead and plot that. And it contains point 0, 2, 0. So that's this point. Guys, this makes my radius equals 2, and my r squared would be 4. That's kind of hard to, how would you plot that? Even if I could draw the circle or sketch it, I'm not sure that I could just, does that land on there? But I can write the equation of x squared plus y squared, because x minus 0 squared is x squared. And remember, y minus 0 squared is just y squared equals 4. And then I can put in these values to test them. 1 squared plus the square root of 3 squared equals 4. 1 plus 3 equals 4. 4 does equal 4. So in this case, it is on the circle. I want you to try this next one. Pause your video. Give it a try. You should come up at the end of your equation. The 8 is greater than 4, so it is outside. This one also had a radius of 2. Okay, now we're going to be converting from standard form to general form. The general form looks crazy, but I got a good, easy way for us to go from standard form to general form. Let's do some examples together. Write the standard form of this equation, so I can easily do that. That's going to be x minus a negative 5 is x plus 5 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals my radius squared, so that's going to be 16. All I'm going to do is follow my algebra here. I'm going to take my x plus 5 squared and I'm going to expand it. So that's going to be x squared. Then I double the 5, that's a positive 10 with my x, and then I square the 5. Fantastic. I'm going to do the same thing now with my y minus 2 squared. I'm going to expand it using my algebra. Y squared. If I double a -2, that's a -4 with my y's. But when I square -2, I get a +4. So these are the things that I'm going to combine. I'm going to combine, and they're still going to be equal to 16. So I end up with my x squared plus y squared plus 10x minus 4y plus 29 equals 16. See, I've got it in the same order of my x squared, y squared, something x, something y, and a number. But I'm not yet equal to 0. So then the last step I have to do is I just have to subtract 16 from both sides, and I end up with my x squared plus y squared minus 10x minus 4y, and then I end up with, let's see, where did I go? And then I have plus 13, yep, equals 0. So this is my general form. This right here is my standard form. Let's do another example together. Okay, let's start by writing the equation. I have x minus 4 squared plus y minus a -3, so I'll make that a +3 squared equals, when I square this, 36. Let's start our expansion. That's our next step. X minus 4 squared equals x squared. Double -4 to -8x, and then square -4 times -4 is plus 16. And let's do it again with the y plus 3. Double and then square it. And I'm going to be combining these things, and it's still going to equal 36. So I'm going to have my x squared plus my y squared minus my 8x plus my 6y plus 25 equals 36. Now all I have to do is subtract my 36 from both sides to get my general form of x squared plus y squared minus 8x plus 9y minus 11 equals 0. All right, guys, I need you to try this next one for me. Let's see what you get for your standard and your general. Hope you did well. If not, write down your questions, and then you will have to either send them in or come in with them. Now we're going to do the same thing, but the only thing we have to do for here is they've given us the circle that has the center. So this is your H and your K, and it passes through. So from the center to this point equals your radius. So you have to use your distance formula to get your radius, and in this case, when you do that, you get your radius equals the square root of 20. So r squared equals 20. Then you're going to follow the same procedure with your x minus a -1 is x plus 1 squared, and then plus y plus 3 squared, and it's going to equal 20. You will expand and get x squared plus y squared plus 2x minus 6y minus 9 equals 0. Guys, see if you can hurry and try and get this last one in. Pause the video. See if you come up with these answers.